Hello, this is Mike Ryan, Fastball USA. How you doing? Just sending you out a clip in regards to some instruction on glove side action and also the how the throwing arm interacts with the glove arm. This is stuff that we are constantly covering in class. We want to reinforce it with some visual examples for our students. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here on the right. What I've got in front of you here is Cole Hamels on your right and Chris Carpenter on your left. And there's a few things that I want you to see in terms of how the arms interact. First off, everybody's going to take the ball out of their glove differently. But we're looking at, for example, on the right, you're going to look at Cole Hamels as he takes the ball out of the glove, and the term I like to use is he swims the glove out. And as I play that back and forth, you see how his glove starts to move outwards. He shows the inside of the glove towards the catcher. In his case, in Cole Hamels' case, his arm goes upside down. The inside of his glove is showed to the catcher, almost as if he's got a camera on the glove and he's taking a picture of the target or of the catcher that he's throwing to. So guys will swim differently, but the action and the use of their glove side hand is crucial in terms of commanding the ball, in terms of creating more velocity on the ball, and also can definitely help with your overall arm health. I'm going to show you a few examples of what Hamels does now in terms of commanding the ball and creating more whip, more speed on the ball. You're going to notice as his glove side moves out, you're also seeing his hand side, his throwing side, moving at the same time. So what we have here is interaction between the two arms. And as you can see, his glove moves out, his hand is actually moving back. And then by the time his arm actually comes up, his glove side is moving down or firming up into a throwing position. So what you see here is interaction of both arms as they're throwing. Note that the throwing arm is in movement with the glove side movement. They're working in sync. And if I go to the left side here, just to show you a sample, would be Chris Carpenter. And you'll see him use his glove side a little differently. He also shows the inside of his glove to the catcher. His glove is more sideways. You'll notice that his lead arm is a little more laying on its side, showing the inside of the glove like he's taking a picture. At the throwing target, he swims it out, but notice as he gets to the furthest point out, you'll notice that his throwing arm is now starting to whip forward. So you see the arms working together here as if they're one, and that's very important in terms of command of the ball, but also helping you create more whip into the throwing arm. So when we talk about swimming out, what we're trying to get to happen here is the glove works with the throwing arm in terms of throwing. So the glove side itself is actually a very important point in creating command and also creating speed. Lastly, and how this can help you also with arm health and command as well and speed, is you're going to notice that as the glove side extends out, there comes a point where now the glove side will stop and the body will then bring itself to the glove side. It's almost as if we've reached out and there was a big fence post somewhere out here, and he's grabbed onto the fence post, and now he brings his body to the fence as he throws. So a lot of people will say or think that they're supposed to be tucking the glove and pulling their elbow behind them in terms of taking their front side and tucking it in. Big league throwers, and this is not just pitchers, we're talking about position players too, will swim out and then firm up their front side in order to get their throwing side to propel forward. Now, in terms of overall arm health, how that helps is the throwing side at release point, the throwing side shoulder, should be closer to the target than the non-throwing side shoulder. So you can see his Hamels, being a left-handed pitcher, his left shoulder is closer to the target, giving him a better release point. That's very, very important. You're seeing Carpenter on the left side, his throwing shoulder being closer than his non-throwing side shoulder. If I play Carpenter back, watch how he swims out. He gets to the furthest point out that he's going to get, And now that glove actually firms up and his body works towards the glove as he goes to throw the ball instead of tucking the glove backwards. That's very important to understand. Again, one of the terms that I like to use when I'm telling players, and again, sometimes words sometimes get in the way too. So it's a terminology is called the glove, and swim and swivel is something that Coach Steve and I have often talked about. And here you're going to see Felix Hernandez again showing the inside of his glove towards the catcher, and then as he swims his glove side up, you're going to notice that his hand side is actually down. So you see the angle of both arms is very different, and part of the reason why you see this is because what he wants to do is he wants to keep both ends of the chain moving. And the way to do that is to make sure they're working in tandem, but they're working in opposite directions. So as you can see, as he swims out, the hand side is going down, and now as the hand side starts to move forward, the glove side actually comes down out in front of him. But both sides are moving and working with each other as we go ahead and throw the baseball. So in this case, another thing that we've used in the past is swimming out or up. Now Felix Hernandez swings a little bit more up, and this is something I've referred to as the glove swims up the roller coaster, the hand is moving down the roller coaster. The glove starts to get up the top of the roller coaster, then the hand is moving down the roller coaster, then the glove side starts to come down the roller coaster and the hand starts to move up. But both are in tandem, both are working together as they throw. And again, you'll see Felix Hernandez also, his glove side will then move in front of him, not back behind him, as he goes ahead and throws the ball. And his throwing shoulder will be closer to the target than his left side shoulder. That would seem like a common sense thing, but we see players get out of sync all the time of glove side and hand side. Next one we're going to show you here is Bob Feller. To show you, this is not like it's a new thing. This is not a modern thing. You're going to watch how Feller actually takes the ball out of his glove, showing the glove now. See how that little flick with the glove, he's kind of swimming and kind of curling that wrist right there. And watch how both arms are working at the same time. He hooks that wrist, and then his arm gets propelled forward. So both arms working in tandem is very important. A big reason why this is important to understand is oftentimes people are coached out of these movements, an overemphasis on getting the arm up. And you'll hear different terms, arm up to the high cock position, arm up to the L position. An overemphasis on telling the arm what to do actually kills both arms interacting together. In other words, if you've been overemphasized in your drills, like we see a lot in programs and instruction, is get the arm up, and when the arm starts to come up and not interact naturally with the glove side, then you're creating what we refer to as a disconnect. And once you get disconnected, that can cause a whole bunch of problems. It could cause command issues, velocity issues, and overall arm health issues, because then the arm starts to drag. If you notice, look where Feller's hand is as the glove's moving up. It's nowhere near the magical high cocked position that people talk about, or an L position. People keep emphasizing get the arm up early. But you can see Feller's arm is not up early, but his both arms are working together, and now the arm starts to come up, but it never stops moving. He rolls right through that motion as he goes to throw the ball. That's a pretty cool video of Bob Feller. So several examples that people, again, I'll do this differently, but you're going to see the qualities of it is pretty much the same. Here's Beckett. When he swims out, his glove actually points towards his body or first base, but then he hooks his wrist, and then as he goes to throw, his glove's out in front of him, throwing shoulder out in front. But the big thing is, notice as he's moving forward, both hands working at the same time. They are moving together and working and syncing up together. That's a very, very important point that young players need to be aware of if they're going to throw the ball with better efficiency. It is that both arms need to work together, and both arms really moving at the same time. And that's why teaching positions is very, very bad. Now, look at Chapman come out, and you're going to see, this is obviously a more blurry video, but I like what you're seeing here from Chapman, 105-mile-an-hour thrower. Watch as he swims his glove out. Watch what's happening with his leg at the same time. So really on this one, what you have is you have arm and leg working together, and you have arm and arm working together. Watch how both arms move at the same time. Look at the movement of the arms, the movement of the leg, and then the propel forward to get out in front. That's very important. You notice that's as far as his glove's now going to go. Now his body's got to move to his glove as he works his way forward. But the big thing here is look at that movement. Look at how that moves together, kicks out, and his throwing arm is also doing the same thing. It's moving and then exploding forward. So again, I think the big thing here is that we're about is movement and interacting glove side and hand side. And generally when the glove side is up, what you see a lot, especially from pitchers, is when the glove side is up, the hand side is down. Position players, catchers, that's also a myth. A lot of times catchers are trained into getting both arms up at the same time. Both arms need to work together regardless of what position you play when you throw the ball. You see Oswalt here, notice how he swims out, the hand side is moving down. So as he's going up the roller coaster, the hand is going down the roller coaster, and now as he goes to release point, throwing shoulders out in front of the glove side shoulder, that helps him get to release point. So again, you see him swim out and then bring the arm through. What's pretty cool, as you can see here, is Oswalt actually foot starts to land. Look where his glove is, and you're going to notice that that glove is basically firming up right there as he goes to throw the ball, and he's not actually pulling it behind him. That's a very important. Randy Johnson, who obviously had a very long career and actually a very healthy career. You're going to notice as he comes off the mound, watch both hands and both arms actually moving together, and in his case, his glove actually working with his right leg as well. So all this movement works together. He gets it out. His glove points towards him, but again, he uses that front side as a sight, and now as he swims out, he then firms his glove up and allows, which helps propel his arm forward. And look where that glove just sticks out in front of him as he's throwing that ball, and he gets the throwing shoulder out in front. So this is what Coach Steve would refer to as swim and then swivel. See how that glove starts to turn up and firm out in front of him as he goes ahead and to throw the ball. So we got a lot of there to show you, to give you that great visual. This was a shot we got of Roger Clemens, and Clemens himself is, people refer to him as a guy who would tuck the glove, and he's definitely not tucking the glove here. And watch how his arms work together. Watch how the arms, see how they come out. See the left arm go down, right arm go down. Watch his left arm start to come up, and now his right arm is going to start to come up. And we bring that back here. He's showing the inside of the glove towards the catcher. Now as he goes to throw, you're going to see that glove start to now firm up, and he's going to swivel that glove upside down, and he's going to get that glove out in front of him as that ball releases. So he's out about as far as he's going to be right there into foot plant, and now as he throws, that glove is in front of him as he throws, and again, his throwing shoulder ahead of non-throwing shoulder as he goes ahead and throws the ball. And a guy that's been a lot of fun to out and watch, especially with our students in our academy, Trevor Bauer. We got a couple videos of him going from both sides, so I want you to see this. We'll watch it in fast motion at first. And again, when Bauer, when you see his movement, he's going to be more of a guy who swims up and out, or at least up, similar to Felix Hernandez when he throws. And then that would probably be a good example for him in terms of Lincecum, Felix Hernandez, where the glove side will move up. He'll swim up the roller coaster as his hand's going down the roller coaster. So we'll watch this fast first. Watch glove move up, hand move down. You can almost not even see or follow his hand because his body and his glove is moving quick. And when I say glove moving quick, I think that's important to understand, is that if the glove side is active, then your hand side is more likely to be active. If we're slow on our glove side or very firm on our glove side where we don't move it at all, then we're going to have some issues. So a good thing to remember would be activate glove side. Not just stick your glove in a position, but make sure the glove side is active and moving. And I think you'll see that your hand side will also be active and moving. So his glove is active, it doesn't stay still, and therefore his hand doesn't stay very still in his throwing hand. So what you do on your glove side will often affect what you do on your throwing side. An active glove side helps with an active throwing side. That's our lesson for today. I just thought I'd give you a visual, and when you're in the training center, make sure you're working on activation on the glove side and making sure you're interacting glove side and hand side, and we'll be watching for that and videotaping guys throughout the month of November on their throw. Thanks, and we'll see you guys at class Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week, and we're off on Sunday and we're back next Monday. So see the calendar on the Fastball website. Check out November calendar so you know all the dates for the month of November.